U.S. President Donald Trump has ordered the construction of a migrant detention facility in Guantanamo Bay, which he said would hold as many as 30,000 people. He said the facility at the U.S. Navy base in Cuba, which would be separate from its high-security military prison, would house the worst criminal illegal aliens threatening the American people. Guantanamo Bay has long been used to house immigrants, a practice that has been criticized by some human rights groups. Later on Wednesday, Trump's border czar, Tom Homan, said the existing facility there would be expanded and run by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. He said the migrants could be transported there directly after being intercepted at sea by the U.S. Coast Guard, and that the highest detention standards would be applied. It is unclear how much the facility will cost or when it would be completed. Cuba's government swiftly condemned the plan, accusing the U.S. of torture and illegal detention on occupied land. Trump's announcement came as he signed the so-called Laken-Riley Act into law, which requires undocumented immigrants who are arrested for theft or violent crimes to be held in jail pending trial. The bill, named after a Georgian nursing student who was murdered last year by a Venezuelan migrant, was approved by Congress last week, an early legislative win for the administration. Fear in migrant communities as Trump administration raids ramp up. Congress passes Laken-Riley Act in early win for Trump at a signing ceremony in the East Room of the White House. Trump said the new Guantanamo executive order would instruct the Departments of Defense and Homeland Security to begin preparing the 30,000-bed facility. Some of them are so bad we don't even trust the countries to hold them, because we don't want them coming back, he said of migrants. So we're going to send them to Guantanamo. It's a tough place to get out. According to Trump, the facility will double the U.S. capacity to hold undocumented migrants. The U.S. has already been using a facility in Guantanamo, known as the Guantanamo Migrant Operations Center, GMOC, for decades and through various administrations, both Republican and Democrat. In a 2024 report, the International Refugee Assistance Project, IRAP, accused the government of secretly holding migrants there in inhumane conditions indefinitely after detaining them at sea. The GMOC has principally housed migrants picked up at sea and was recently the subject of a Freedom of Information request by the American Civil Liberties Union for the disclosure of records about the site. The Biden administration responded that it is not a detention facility and none of the migrants there are detained. The Trump administration, however, says the planned expanded facility is very much intended as a detention center. It will reportedly ask Congress to fund the expansion of the existing detention facility as part of a spending bill Republicans are working to assemble.